Hey there YouTube, this is Showcase Watches. Thank you for joining me today. Doing a quick vid about a subject that every other YouTuber has talked about but I've not mentioned yet, and that is the Timepiece Gentleman. Why haven't I discussed this subject? Well, to be perfectly honest with you, I've had better things to do. I have been busy with family life and just generally been a busy guy. So I've not had time to really report anything on the Timepiece Gentleman, pass my judgment or anything like that. A couple of things I will say is from the off, when the Timepiece Gentleman scandal hit, it was a bit vulgar how it all happened. It was, everyone jumping on the wagon, producing videos and fighting for subscriptions and fighting for clicks and fighting for. It's just not. It's not my cup of tea, isn't that? It's just not what I'm into. So I sat back, I watched what was going on, I watched all the different live streams, all the different shows, all the different people talking about it, all the different points of view. I formed my own opinion, but I do not know the Timepiece Gentlemen. I've never spoken to them. They don't know who I am. I don't know who they are. They're in Dallas. I'm here in the UK. Chances of us ever crossing paths is, not no chance at all. Who am I to pass judgment on them? It's none of my business, basically. So that was my opinion at the beginning. It was none of my business. I didn't know what these guys were doing. Then it was started to become apparent that it's probably a marketing stunt, which I thought, actually, you know what? This could actually be quite a clever way to get your name out to, every single dealer, watch dealer in the world. It could be a very clever way to get your name out to all the different watch groups, because it's circled social media. It's circled through the YouTube streams. It's everywhere. Anyone who's into watches in one way or another has heard of the Timepiece Gentleman. So from that perspective, it's been quite clever. What I think they probably did wrong is it escalated very quickly. What they should have done is, when they saw it escalating, they should have just come out with a quick video and said, hey guys, stop. We're doing a PR stunt. Don't worry about it. It's just a PR stunt. We'll be back on Monday. They should have broke silence. They should have broke radio silence and given an update and realised that shit was hitting the fan. Things were going wrong very quickly and escalating very quickly. And it escalated on YouTube very quickly, but it escalated with articles, social media, and other. This is a poisonous environment. The social media is a poisonous environment. I don't care how people wrap it up in fancy cellophane and wrapping, but it's a toxic environment. Social media is fantastic if you're keeping in touch with loved ones, if you're keeping in touch with your friends that you went to college or university or whatever. It's great. It's also a platform for bullying. It's a platform for just creating an absolute shitstorm, and that's what I think Timepiece Gentleman probably underestimated. I think what made matters even worse is that when they did break radio silence, they then came out with a video making out like the watch community were absolute idiots and that we owe the Timepiece Gentlemen some sort of allegiance to them, and they were trying to find out who their true friends were, and they were basically painting the entire watch community to be absolute idiots. And that is when I sort of broke silence a little bit on this, because that was them basically saying that me, as a part of the watch community, was an idiot for my opinions on their company and their practices. So at that point, they made it my business, because they were saying the watch community. That's me. Yeah, I am part of that community, as the people watching this video are probably part of the same community. So then it becomes your business, which then I feel welcomes me to have an opinion that I can voice on my channel and on YouTube, and whoever watches it and take what you will from it. I think what they did is they insulted the watch community. They insulted the intelligence of the watch community. They had opportunity to make this a very clever public relations stunt, a PR stunt. But to get it right, they had a very narrow window to get it right, and they missed the window completely. As in, not by a few hours, as in by days. It escalated incredibly quickly, and they didn't see it. And for that, I think there's definitely got to be some arrogance involved for them not to have seen what was happening. Did they think their brand was strong enough to bounce back from this? I don't know. But, I have my own business, and, my business is now, 12 years old. My business isn't old enough to withstand bad public relations. Their business is a few years old. I think 5 years old or 4 years old or something. It's a young business. It's not strong enough. The brand isn't strong enough to withstand this type of shitstorm. And I think that's probably where they underestimate the market. A lot of people have turned their back on them. The subscribers on the channel has dwindled. It's gone down. There's still a lot. I mean, Jesus Christ, we're talking over 100,000 subscribers. It's a big watch YouTube channel. It's massive. Things have gone bad for them. Things have started to go downhill rapidly. And they've recently just brought out another video saying about how they're going to hit $50 million in watch sales and blah, blah, blah. Now, Archie Luxury has often said you cannot be a YouTuber and a dealer in the watch in the watch community. It doesn't work. And I tend to agree with that. I get what he's saying. I tend to agree with that because you've got a bit of a conflict of interest that you're going to be promoting shitters and all this because you're trying to sell your stock and things. That's fair enough. Timepiece Gentlemen aren't doing that. Timepiece Gentlemen are giving you snippets of what it's like to be them. And this is where I think the ego has been built, because you see them driving the Lamborghinis, you see them with the $20,000 steak meals, and you see them living this lifestyle that over here in the UK is not tasteful. It's not the done thing. I don't know what it's like in the US. The US might be into that. Certainly here in the UK, that is classified as poor form. It's not classy. It's not a show of class. Over here in the UK, people who are wealthy tend to look like they don't have, anything. They tend to look people that are wealthy look like normal guys, and they've built their wealth because they look like normal guys. The people that flex and drive the Lamborghinis and eat the $20,000 or $15,000 or whatever it was, steak meals, they don't have money because they spend it on stupid things. And my worry is that they've got it. Timepiece Gentleman's been a bit of a rags to riches story, which I love. I love rags to riches story, and full credit to them. If they've built a business within 5 years that's turning over $10 million, that's incredible. Credit to them. I don't care what we say about them or what our opinions are of them. Don't take it for granted how difficult that is. That is no small feat. That is give credit where it's due. To build a $10 million turnover business in 5 years is impressive. Full credit to them for that. They had a YouTube channel that was 111,000 subscribers last I checked. They've built that up over a matter of months. Full credit to them for that. It's easy. These other YouTube channels are going on there slagging them off, and they're this, they're that, blah 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 blah. That's fine. I get it, but they've built this watch YouTube channel. They've built the business in a matter of months and years. It's not been a long labour of love like a lot of us do. My business, 12 years old, it's been a long labour of love to build the business and to get it to where it is. To get a $10 million turnover business is a difficult task, and I will give them full credit for that. But there's a saying that victory can defeat you, and that is absolutely true, and I think that is what's happened to the Timepiece Gentleman. I think victory has defeated them. They were on a rocket. They're just on a rocket. They're going out of the solar system. They're just firing to the stars. Nothing could stop them. They were living this lifestyle. They had the Lamborghinis, they had the steak meals, they had the fancy watches, they were flexing, they were doing the videos, they were getting likes, they were getting comments. That everybody knew who they were in the watch community, in the watch space. And then they did something really dumb to fike it all up. And the only reason that's happened, I think, is ego. I think ego got in the way of business. And that is an ego is a dangerous thing. It's a very, very good thing. If you believe in yourself and you can back yourself 100%, it's a very, very good thing. if you let your ego get in the way of business and you think you're better than you are, or you start to believe that your customer, which is us, the watch community, we are the customer of that business. We are buying the product that they sell. Therefore, we are a community, but they are basically they're a shop selling a product to us, the consumer. But in this case, the consumer is also a community, almost like a bit of a cult. We ain't stupid, and what they've done is made us out to be idiots, and they've basically pissed their punters off. And this is what's happening, and this is the backlash from it. Will Timepiece Gentleman recover from this? 100%. You know, a $10 million business is a big business. If you now, but bear in mind, guys, you know, these guys, they don't have the big flash warehouses. They don't have the massive overheads. They have a store, and they have, is it 10 or 11 staff? They don't have a massive, I can't see a massive overheads in this business. It's not, for $10 million a year, some businesses will employ, you know, 100 staff for a business of that size. So their overheads will be relatively small in respect of a $10 million business. So therefore, they can afford to probably take, you know, a fraction of their turnover. They can take the hit and then build it back up again. Can they build it back up again? I have every faith they can, because if they can build a business this size in a matter of a few years, they're capable of building it up. The best lessons a business owner will ever get is from their mistakes and from their defeats. That is the best medicine any business owner can ever have. Victory and success is the worst thing that can happen to a business and to the owner of a business, because if they think that they are so incredible and they think they're unstoppable and blah, 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 one day something's going to come along and it's going to kick you in the pants. And I think that's what's happened to Timepiece Gentleman. They've got the ego, and they were on just a train of success, and nothing could stop them. They didn't stop to consider what was going to happen with this stunt. Did they do it on purpose to piss the community off? I don't think they did it to piss the community off. I think they did it to raise awareness to their company, and probably raise awareness to how important they are in the community. Which, let's be fair, guys, they're not important to the community. You know, they are not important to the community. They think they are because they have that mindset. They have that mindset and that ego that they think they are. So I get it. I get what they've done. I have made mistakes in business. I have made mistakes in, you know, building my business. I have done stupid, dumb decisions that have cost me money, and it's cost me reputation. It's cost me customers. I learned from those mistakes, and I never did them again. That's how a business grows. And if people don't make mistakes, they haven't tried. So I'm not going to get on Timepiece Gentleman's back about this, particularly. I don't like what they've done. I'm not getting involved in the whole thing about the charity work they've done. That's a different argument. I'm not going down that road. I don't know if they did the charity work, good on them. If they didn't, shame on them. You know, I like to try and look at the brighter side of life, and I'd like to think that they're true to the word and they've done what they've said they've done, which, you know, credit to them if they have. Paul Thorpe is going to be doing an interview on Saturday night with Anthony from the Timepiece Gentleman. Now, Paul Thorpe, I think, is a very good YouTuber. I think he's very thorough. I think he's built a very good channel based on facts. And obviously he's here in the UK, which is great because, you know, it brings us UK punters the facts. He's an ex-dealer, so he knows both sides of the coin. I think he's... For those guys in the US who don't know, you know, us British people speak very clear, very plain. We don't pull punches. We don't believe in BS. We don't believe in sugarcoating things. But when you get a Cockney British guy, they will... Paul Thorpe will grill him, and he will give him a really good grilling and a really good... it's not going to be comfortable. Anthony from Timepiece Gentleman is not going to be comfortable in this interview, because the one I know a lot of guys. I used to deal with a guy who's a Cockney, and if if he sent you a bill for, let's say, £1,000 and you paid 995, for instance, he would be perfectly happy to come in and square up to you in the face and say, why have you just paid that? You know it's £5 shop, blah, 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 blah. Cockney people are fantastic people. They're very straight-laced. They're very to the point. If they smell BS, they will directly say, this is BS. And I think Paul Thorpe is that type of guy. He will call BS if he hears BS. So I have every faith he'll give a good, honest, fair interview. I think he'll give a good grilling. And I do genuinely think Paul Thorpe is out for the community and to make the community a better place. Of course, he's in it for the views. He's in it for the subscribers. He's in it for his own benefit as well. I'm not putting a halo above Paul Thorpe's head. But what I'm saying is, he's doing something for the community that's going to be beneficial to him as well. Credit to him. I think Paul Thorpe's got a great channel, and I think it's entertaining and it's informative. And the interview that's going to happen needs to be done. Like I said, this wasn't my business. None of this was my business up until the point Timepiece Gentleman basically they released a video laughing at the watch community's reaction to what they did. At that point, they involved the watch community. It became my business, as it became your business, as it became everybody who is interested in the watches. It's their business. One thing I will just say as well, because things get very, very heated around these type of subjects. Remember, guys, this YouTube thing, this social media thing, it ain't real. It isn't real. Us YouTubers, me being one of the smallest ones, the YouTubers off camera, they might be heroes to a lot of us. Behind the camera, they're just guys or ladies. They're just average people. Some of them might be absolute heroes on YouTube, and in reality, they're first-class losers. They don't have any friends. They probably don't have much of an income. They might have a few watches. They might have a few nice watches. They might have a nice Batman on the wrist. But behind the YouTube, behind the camera, that's all they've got. So don't put too much stock in the YouTubers and the social media and your heroes. Don't put too much stock in it. But I think we're all wise enough to sort of see the BS YouTubers for what they are. So yeah, let me know what you guys think. Stay tuned. Check out Paul Thorpe's video. I think it's on Saturday evening. Is it 9 o'clock British time? Obviously, check out, if you want regular updates on what the Timepiece Gentleman are doing, check out Archie Luxury, timwright.com. Check out the Watch Cardinal, which is Marco. The Gentleman's Hangout, JJ. These are the channels that are reporting on this quite regular. These are the channels that I'd recommend you go over to see, because they're getting people like Paul Thorpe on there. They're getting, and I apologise if I pronounce his name wrong, is it O'Sheen from the Timeless Watch channel? So he gets on the streams as well. There's a few really cool people get on these streams, and they're well worth listening to because they're in the know, and these streams are running on a daily basis, and they are keeping us up to date with the news and what's going on and what's changing and what bits of information are coming up, etc., etc. And it's just good entertainment, guys. But remember, that's all this is. It's just entertainment. Don't take it too seriously. The Timepiece Gentlemen are a company in Dallas. They are a million miles away from where I am. They're a million miles away from probably where you are. Unless you have dealt with them, unless you are dealing with them, unless you have something on consignment with them, unless you have a concern with them, don't worry about it. It's all just entertainment. It's all ratings. It's ratings gold, and that's why every YouTube channel worth its salt has done a video on the subject. I'm only doing this one because I thought it was about time. I did a video like this, and hey, if I can get a few extra subscribers from it, so be it. Guys, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Check out my other videos. Don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think of this subject, and do you think Paul Thorpe's going to give them a grilling on Saturday night? I know a lot of people are saying probably not because he's friends. I think Paul Thorpe is probably the best of friends that you could have, because he's the type of friend that will call BS when he hears BS. He will be at your back when you need him. But if he catches you out for being, telling absolute BS, I think he's the type of guy that just said, you know what, F off. You are not the type of guy I want to associate with, and he'll do his own thing. And I think they're the best type of friends. Someone who'll tell you straight. They're the best people to be around. So, guys, thank you for watching. This is Showcase Watchers. I am going to be bringing out some more vids soon. I'm just warming back up to YouTube again. It's been a while since I've been off. I've been off sort of 3, maybe 4 months away from YouTube, so I'm getting back into it, getting back in front of the camera, and it's, you forget, on the live streams with Archie, and when I'm on the live streams with Archie Luxury and Marco and JJ and Tim and people like that, when you've not been on them for a while and you're getting back in, you've got to get your mojo back. You've got to get sort of back into it again. It's not easy. So guys, thanks once again. I will catch you in the next one, and don't forget, guys, subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate it, and I will catch you in the next vid. Take it easy.